First of two today in Freeport, Illinois, as Highland women's basketball hosts the Malcolm X Hawks. Welcome to Larry F. Kale Gymnasium. I'm Adam Oppenheim. Two great defensive teams clash, with both teams allowing right around 60 points per game. And with that, we're going to take a quick break for the anthem, be back for the keys to the game and the starting lineups right after this here in Freeport. Once again, it's the Highland Cougars against the Malcolm X. Welcome back to Larry F. Kale Gymnasium, as the Hawks take on the Cougars. So now let's get you the starting lineups. First for the visiting Hawks. A guard, number 22, Marche Kellum. For number 15, Kenosha Walker. Sophomore guard, number 14, De'Ara Tolbert. Guard, number 5, Nia Allen. And a sophomore forward, number 0, Oli Onigbinde. And for the Highland Cougars, freshman guard, Alexis Lacey. Sophomore forward, Tamara Blackman. A freshman for number 13, Amada Del Rio Ramirez. A freshman guard, number 20, Addison Ness. And a sophomore guard, number 44, Pilar Bernad Ortega. Highland comes in at 4-5. Malcolm X at 3-3. As they try to enter it into the post, and they do. It's Nia Allen with the first bucket. She's had some big scoring games this season. 3 times over 20 points. 2 times she scored 30-plus points. Blackman cut off by Allen. Shot is an air ball from Highland. Malcolm X is coached by Kim McCorder in her 25th season. She's won the Region 4 championship 8 times. Over 200 career wins. On the other side is Joshua Glaw for Highland in his 2nd season with the Cougars. Pull-up mid-range jumper is pure from Kellum. Now, Highland has had trouble scoring the ball as of late. They lost at Olive Harvey. That was on Wednesday, 66-52, scoring under 58 points per game. And a travel by Del Rio Ramirez. And in the game against Olive Harvey, they forced 18 turnovers. They allowed 46% from the floor. Still right near the top of the region in turnovers forced per game. They're at 23. They were up to 27, 28, I believe. As that is the first turnover forced by Highland. Blackman comes up with it. And it's a shot clock issue, I believe, because it was already at 21. But that was a transition opportunity for the Cougars. Want to try to get out and run as much as they can. And the game last week against Lewis and Clark Community College, that was a game where they played a lot in transition, and that led to easy baskets. And that was actually 2 weeks ago. Last week it was Kennedy King, and they came up with some takeaways. Allen bounces inside, banking it in is Walker. So far, a couple of baskets for the Hawks off just not pretty Cougars offense. Lacey on the backdoor cut. Kellum fell down. Corner triple. Short for Blackman. And Allen has the rebound. The Allen racing up the court to the rim. Got bumped. And she'll shoot 2 at the line. It's going to be an early sub for Highland. A couple of them. Gonerin and Tofilovsky are going to come in. Del Rio Ramirez and Blackman will check out. Nia Allen has certainly been impressive this year, including a 35-point game she had at Wilbur Wright. She was 15 of 20 from the floor, that's 75%. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Doing it on both ends. As she misses the second, but it's an offensive rebound. That hurts for the Cougars. And they cash out, the Hawks. Onegbende from the mid-range. 9-0 start. Another turnover. Coach Glaw just said, bad. Not the start he envisioned. Wide open. Walker missed it. The Hawks are getting great looks from the floor, spreading the ball around. And they've certainly played well to open up as well on the defensive end. Counterman fakes on 3. To the rim with the left hand, too strong. It's a good take, and Ness has the rebound. I think we have another shot clock discussion. It did hit the rim, so it should reset to 20. They're going to put 18. Highland still looking for their first basket. Pass inside to Lacey. Nice catch. Has nowhere to go with it. Alexis Lacey has just been spectacular for Highland this year. 7 on the shot clock. Tofilovsky is fouled. Alexis Lacey, last game here in Freeport against Candy King. 10 points, 5 for 9 from the floor. 10 steals, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. A double-double with steals. Bernard Ortega trying to get rid of it. Loose again. Ness is being pressured up top by Oneg Binde. 5 on the shot clock. Bernard Ortega got to go to work. Throws it up with the right hand. It falls off. This time, Malcolm X secures the rebound with Kellum. Arshay Kellum kicks it back out. 3-point shot is short by Walker. Highland is just looking for any opening. Lacey. Bernard Ortega launches a 3. Can't get Highland on the board. Tofilovsky battling for it. And it last hits LaGrange, Illinois native. So the ball goes back to Malcolm X. And we'll have a timeout. Quick start for Malcolm X. They lead 9-0 with 5:47 to go in the first quarter. Back in Freeport, 9-0 is our score. Scoring has been spread around for Malcolm X. 4 baskets, 4 different players. So they make a couple subs as well. LaKayla Hudson comes in. And losing the ball was Hudson. Bernard Ortega off to Tofilovsky, banks it in. And Highland's on the board. Turning defense into offense. Walker sprays it out. On the drive, so much height, just fires over the top, hits back iron. Ness chasing after the rebound, stepped out of bounds. This Malcolm X team has had a lot of success, especially in their women's basketball program. Talking about a coach, and Kim McCorder, who's in the Illinois Hall of Fame. Is both a player and a coach. As a player, she played for Old Dominion, all conference in the Sun Belt, and as a coach, she's just been absolutely terrific. So it's loose underneath, shot clock violation. Good defense by the Cougars. Malcolm X super aggressive on defense to start, especially the pressure on the perimeter. Kim McCorder telling her entire team pretty much to play up. And it's worked so far. Highland can't even get inside the three-point line. Bernard Ortega with 3. She threw it away. Another live ball turnover for Highland. Corner three-point shot. Hit the side of the backboard from Tolbert. And Lacey's fouled. Kleinfelter and Walker Castle will come in. As Bernard Ortega goes to the bench. Along with Gunnerman, I believe. And coming in is Jalissa Diaz for Malcolm X. Pass inside of Kleinfelter. A lot of hands there. She somehow gets out to Tofolowski on the drive. Had it knocked away from her. 10 on the shot clock. Pass inside of Kleinfelter. She's fouled. Well, if Malcolm X is going to continue to pressure so much on the perimeter, Highland should be able to pick up some fouls and possibly get into the penalty. That was the third team foul against the Hawks. Tofolowski comes to the bench. And Gonnerman comes back in. Ness on the drive, an angle, but can't bank it in. Kellum had 13 in their last game against Trident. That time it's Walker, who doesn't score a lot, but she does there. Gonnerman. No. Kenosha Walker last game, 4 points, 16 rebounds, 3 steals. Kellum way short. And that was in all 40 minutes against the Trojans. This Malcolm X team is second best in the region in field goal percentage allowed. They allowed just 31.5 as the banker goes for Kleinfelter. But this Hawks team allows the second highest three-point percentage. It doesn't go both ways, but this Malcolm X team overall is a good defensive team. Odengbinde on the second attempt, no. The Hawks are going to get a third attempt. Pass underneath, wide open is Walker. She has a quick 6. Lacey found her way into the paint. Gonnerman steps in this time. Long 2-point jumpers, no good. Ness has the rebound and is fouled. Ness is one of 3 volleyball players on this Highland team who plays volleyball and basketball. Team that lost in the Region 4 semifinal just a bit ago. What an impressive one it was for Highland volleyball. Lacey has the rebound after Ness misses both free throws. Tie up will keep it with the Cougars. Bernay Ortega comes back in for Addison Ness. Kleinfelter and Gonnerman also on the volleyball team. That was their first Region 4 semifinal appearance since 2008. Walker Castle, too strong on a triple. Kellum races up court. A double on Hudson and a foul. If there wasn't a foul called, it certainly would have been a travel. But the foul goes against Michaela Walker-Castle. Her first. Only the second for Highland. Inbound. Goes to Hudson. And this time she did indeed walk. Ortega's cut off. Gonerman trying to go back over her right shoulder. The left-hand shot is no good. And then the foul against Walker-Castle. That's her second. Pass underneath to Allen. To the baseline, a corner three-point shot is short from Diaz. It goes out of bounds to Highland. (13-4) under a minute to play in the first quarter. Ortega held her foot and then threw it away. Nia Allen racing down the floor, has it knocked away. She regains possession to the hoop. She lays it in. Nia Allen, coast to coast. The leading scorer for the Hawks has 5 in the first quarter. Lacey trying to answer. Lacey on the baseline is double teamed and has it knocked away. This Highland team has created an early hole, which has really been tough to come out of this year for Highland, just because they don't score the ball a ton, and they're not a great shooting team. 21% on the year from 3. Bernay Ortega. Out of bounds. Bernay Ortega started off red hot from 3 this season, but now down to 23%. Big-to-big passing. Allen can't finish, got it back, can't stick it back in. And that ends the first quarter. 15-4, Malcolm X leads Highland at the end of one here from Larry F. Kell Gymnasium. Highland trails by 11. We enter quarter number 2 here in Freeport. Highland's going to have to make up some ground here in the second, and it begins with a walk. Turnover, Malcolm X. That was LaKayla Hudson. Hudson was on the team last year for the Hawks, but did not play. Her last game, she had 9 points. In a 57-50 loss versus Trident. Kleinfelter, strong to the hoop, and draws 2 free throws. They played good defense against the Trojans. They held them to under 30% from the floor, but they fouled a lot. And the Trojans had 29 shots from the foul line, and they hit 24 of them. So that was really the main difference, was the charity stripe. And we're seeing here again today. Malcolm X has been absolutely terrific, but they do foul a lot. A lot of it coming from being a very aggressive defense. So sometimes you take the good with the bad, such as the steals and turnovers that they forced in this game already. Kleinfelter hits the second free throw. Pass inside, Allen. And Walker Casso picks up the foul. On the battle inside, that's already the second team foul against Malcolm X. Ness tries to feed it inside a Kleinfelter. That was a tight window. Loose on the deck. And it's picked up by Diaz. Diaz now steps into a mid-range jumper, and she does it on both ends, making the defensive play to scoop up the ball, and then cans the midi. Bernay Ortega lost it out of bounds. Good pressure by Kellum. Kellum up to the corner through the hands of Diaz. Bernay Ortega again races up the sideline. Inside, Kleinfelter trying to work before the Hawks defense gets set. Kleinfelter is taken down and should go right back to the line. Rather, it will actually be on the floor. Already the third team foul for the Hawks. So if the Cougars want to get back into this game, it would help getting in the bonus early in this quarter as Lacey comes back in for Ness. Over the top, but over the head of Walker Castle. Hudson fires it inside, and Allen's fouled. Kristen Brewer comes in for LaKayla Hudson. Brewer's first action tonight, or rather today. Allen short on the first free throw. Allen is good on the second. Looking for a bounce back game after she just scored 2 points versus Trident. And so far, she's looked sharp today. Walker Castle fakes on a three. To the rim, she lays it in. Walker Castle has been primarily a three-point shooter this year, but that time, seeing room to attack, is on the other end. Brewer is fouled. Brewer, all net on the first. Brewer's second is way short. Went from all net to air ball. Not often you see that on a pair of free throws. Hawks still have a 12-point lead. Where's the offense going to come from the Cougars? Here's Bernard Ortega, takes the inbounds right up the floor and banks it in. Bernard Ortega's first bucket today. Lacey in the Gorilla Kellum. Back outside this time. Calling out a play for the Hawks. 7 on the shot clock, trying to get rid of Lacey. Kellum. Kick the ball. Kickball violation. We'll give the ball to Highland. Good defense from Alexis Lacey, who is the best perimeter defender on the Cougars. Certainly the best on-ball defender, but you could most definitely make a case for best off-ball defender as well. Lacey, nice move. Frees up Del Rio Ramirez. No good. Bernard Ortega has the rebound. Back out to Del Rio Ramirez. Has taken away by Kellum. She just ripped it out of the hands of Ramirez. Down at the other end, she got fouled. Marche Kellum will go to the line to shoot 2. Hit all 8 of her free throws against Trident. Both free throws good for Kellum. And that was tipped and then hit the backboard. Malcolm X tightly guarding the inbound, using length with Nia Allen, and then pressing up the court. This is a straight full court press, but Highland beats it with Blackman. She'll race up the court, give off to Lacey. Lacey. Bernard Ortega open for 3. No good. Highland really could have used that. Triple. There's been no threes hit in this game. Kellum leaves it off inside for Brewer. Big size advantage, but good defense by Del Rio Ramirez to force the miss. And Lacey's gonna look to play fast. Blackman drives down the lane, offensive foul. Hit was taken by Allen. And Flavia Chagas checks in for the first time as Walker Castle goes to the bench. And Olu Onigbinde comes back in for Malcolm X. She averaged over 5 points a game last season with the Hawks, Onigbinde. And talked about it before the season. Wasn't playing up to her potential last year. Was just following the wave instead of taking control and leading. So that's an offensive foul against the Hawks. And so far this year, 3 games in double figures. Onigbinde and Allen have been the primary scoring options for the Hawks. A team that is actually really good at shooting the three-point shot. They're at 39.5%, which is first in the region. However, they do not attempt a lot of them. Just 6.3 per game. Blackman with a nice cut and basket. Both teams really attacking the rim. Zoe Fletcher gets doubled. Tolbert back to Fletcher. Good defense by Highland. To the rim, threw it up wildly, looking for a foul. Didn't get it. Allen on the stick back. It was good defense by Highland until they couldn't grab the rebound. And Nia Allen is just a monster on the glass. And a travel against Chagas. Allen hands to Fletcher on the move. Short corner jumper. Side of the rim for Onigbinde. Lacey, nice in out move. Down the floor she goes. She was bouncing for Bernard Ortega. But Bernard Ortega was headed more towards the corner. Looked like Lacey had an opportunity to shoot inside. Allen against Blackman. Goes around her, can't finish. Bernard Ortega. Chagas peeks over her shoulder, grabs the ball, can't lay it in. And it goes to the Hawks. Really nice outlet pass by Bernard Ortega. That was on the money. Chagas comes out for Watson. Tolbert down the lane, draws 2. Out to Fletcher, on the run, the floater short. Watson was trying to quickly move it up the floor. Foul's gonna go against Tolbert. That was nearly another turnover for the Cougars. And that foul is the 5th team foul. So Highland will be shooting the rest of the quarter. The Cougars do have 4 team fouls themselves. Highland will take points in any way they can get them. And it especially hurts now if you're struggling to score the ball if you miss it the free throw line. in and out on the second. It's the second time today Highland has missed both free throws. Fletcher drops to Brewer. Inside to Allen. Posts up, size advantage inside. Can't bank it in. Brewer nearly had the offensive rebound. And Bernay Ortega comes up with it. Up the floor to Amada Del Rio Ramirez. Lacey lays it in. Highland is going to try to get out and run as much as they can. That's where they've been successful the past few games and really in totality this season. Brewer had it knocked away. Fletcher picks it up. 15 on the shot clock. Fletcher took a bump and lost the ball. Watson comes up with it. It's a 3-on-1. Watson bounces. Blackman. No. And Del Rio Ramirez fighting for the rebound. A foul. What a swing of events. Looked like a wide open layup as Blackman checks out for Gonnerman. And then it ends up being a foul at the other end that will send the Hawks to the line to shoot two. Yeah, Allen all net on the first. She leads all scorers with 9. No one from Highland has more than 3 points. Short on the second. Gonnerman a good box out, and then a foul against Allen. Really not a smart foul. Well, Highland is staying attached in this game, even though they really have struggled throughout on the offensive end. But if they can get this within single digits or even less at halftime, you got to think Joshua Glaw has got to be somewhat happy that the game's still within reach, even with the struggles Highland has had at the offensive end of the floor. Another missed free throw. Gonnerman's good on the second. Still no three-pointers made in this game. Once again, Malcolm X does not shoot a lot. Fletcher, that was a long 2. Off the mark. Lacey. Gonnerman, nice skip pass. Good ball movement. Del Rio Ramirez can't hit the 3. Kellum with a full head of steam going against Lacey. That's a tough matchup. Brewer tried to clean up inside, missed the first attempt, and on the second chance, she was fouled. That was the third attempt on that possession for the Hawks. Kleinfelter comes in for Del Rio Ramirez. Brewer's good on the first free throw. .230 to go. Leads 11 for the Hawks. Watson rifles a pass inside of Lacey, who finishes it off. Nice bullet feed from Anaya Watson. Certainly a lot of playing time up in the air. Just because there aren't a whole lot of solidified spots on this Highland team. Good deflection by Donneran. So Anaya Watson trying to make her case to earn a little more time on the court. Pass inside, Allen was able to seal off Donneran and gets the easy bucket. Allen's into double figures. She has 11. Travel against Bernat Ortega on the handoff. That's not too often when a player is dribbling up the court and handing to someone that they could call for a travel with no defensive pressure. Kellum trying to get away from Lacey. She does, but she met the arm of Watson. Lacey down at the other end, speeds by Brewer and scores. Pass inside, it's deflected and taken away. Kleinfelter trying to dribble up the court. She was fouled. Kleinfelter is good on the first foul shot. And also the second is true for Kleinfelter. It's a 7-point game. Highland is right in this basketball game against the Malcolm X Hawks. Fletcher try to feed it inside, and Highland is starting to cover the interior extremely well. Pass goes to Burr. Fletcher, the floater on the fly. Hits back iron, rebound inside. Is taken by Brewer, and she scores. Lacey goes around Kellum, try to bounce it inside. It's knocked out by Allen. And the pass was deflected before going out of bounds. Stays with Highland. 30 seconds to go in the first half. Donneran. Watson, a corner pop. Yes, from three. The first three-pointer of the game goes to the freshman guard, Anaya Watson. Mid-range jumper's no good. Again on the offensive glass. This time it's Allen. Third on Walker Kessel. Man, it would have been certainly important to get a defensive stop there for Highland, and they could have got this to a 3 or 4 point game as Ness comes in for Walker Castle. Allen good on the first free throw. Second is no good, and Ness has the rebound. 10 seconds to play. Kleinfelter with 5 to the rim, throws it up, couldn't bank it in. And Malcolm X will take a 7-point lead into the halftime locker room. 30-23, the Malcolm X Hawks lead the Highland Cougars here from Larry F. Kale Gymnasium. We'll be back after this short halftime break. Welcome back to Larry F. Kale Gymnasium as the Malcolm X Hawks lead the Highland Cougars 30-23 in game 1 of 2 here today in Freeport. Well, the story of the game was the first quarter where the Hawks outscored the Cougars 15-4. Highland actually won the second quarter 19-15 and are down by 7, which all things considered isn't terrible because the Hawks led by as many as 18 in the first half. They got off to an 11-0 lead and have never relinquished it. Nia Allen leads the way for the Hawks with 12 points in the first half, 4 for 8 from the line. Bernay Ortega on the drive. That was a good look at a shot, but she just missed it. Allen, pump fake, drives, and scores. Nia Allen right back on the board. 14 points already, and then a timeout as Highland couldn't inbound the ball. Coach Glaw not happy at all, using a timeout 23 seconds into the second half of play. Let's go over some stats from the first half of play. Well, Highland actually shot the ball better than the Malcolm X Hawks. They shot 9 for 26 from the floor, just over 33%. And the Hawks shot exactly 33 and a third percent, 11 for 33 from the floor, 0 for 4 from 3. Like I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is a Hawks team that is first in three-point percentage in the region at 39.5%, but they only attempt a little over 6 per game, so they certainly don't have the volume. And right now their focus is on the inside. Another thing that has really hurt the Cougars is they've reached the foul line 10 times. They've only knocked down 4 free throws. A little full court pressure after the timeout. Bernay Ortega has 2 defenders on her. It's a foul. Or it's on Bernay Ortega, rather, so it's a turnover and then a foul. Mania Watson's ready to check in for Bernay Ortega. How about this? Mania Watson, he really hasn't seen a lot of action this season. He had a triple in the first half along with a nice assist. And she's back out quickly for Bernay Ortega. Tolbert. Feed inside, and Walker lays it in. She was looking for a foul as well. After the made basket, Lacey races up the court. Kenosha Walker, 8 points in the game. Gonnerman hands to Lacey. Another foul. This will go against Marche Kellum. Second on Kellum. Tofolowski fires it inside to Nass. Just off the mark. Kellum, 15 on the shot clock. Tolbert, gotta go to work. The floater on the fly is off. Lacey, seeing a little bit of a double team. Allen knocks it away, comes up with the ball on the deck. She gets it away to Kellum. Marche Kellum races up the floor against Lacey, can't bank it in. 4-on-2 developing, and it's knocked away. Another turnover by Highland, and this one's going to end in a bucket. Except Lacey does get back in transition. Onik Binde slowed down, and Lacey came from behind and poked it away. Wow, that looked like a free basket. And every time you can prevent the opposition from scoring, especially in this game, it's going to be important. Tofolowski comes out for Del Rio Ramirez, who started the game, did not begin on the floor in the second half. That is going to be over and back. Watson's going to race after it. And Allen picks up the turnover. So Rio Ramirez picked up her dribble. Finally gets rid of it to Gunnerman. Watson pops out for a three. In and out. Lacey has the rebound inside. And the Cougars have another possession. Mania Watson has the one and only three of this game. We have a delay warning against Black, they say, which is the Hawks reaching across the line. I thought for a second that was a 5-second call. I was thinking that was awfully quick, but it was not. Gunnerman off the inbounds. She got fouled. That was a tough contested jumper, but Walker brought her hand down and fouled Gunnerman. Gunnerman now 2 for 3 from the foul line. In and out on the second. Onik Binde holds after the pressure by Watson. Kellum over the top of Lacey. In and out. Watson rebounds it in traffic. Pass inside of Lacey, posted up, outside, Amada Del Rio. Ramirez swishes home the three. Second three-pointer for the Cougars today, as Del Rio Ramirez has her first points. It's just an 8-point game. Timeout, Malcolm X. Kim McCord not happy about her team's offensive possessions. We'll take a break with the Cougars trailing 34-26 to the Malcolm X Hawks. Cougars trail by 8 after the Malcolm X timeout. Brewer is posted up. Inside, it rolls off. Offensive rebound. That's a killer. It's Walker. She's into double figures with 10. Del Rio Ramirez weaves through traffic. The floater bounces off. Ness has the rebound. She went up and was fouled. Well, both teams crashing hard on the offensive glass. Ness good on the first. Free throws are going to be super important, especially if the Hawks are going to continue to foul at this volume. The second is also good. Zoe Fletcher comes in for De'Ara Tolbert. Over the top to Brewer. Lacey coming from behind. She steals it. Great play by Alexis Lacey. She races up the court to the basket, is blocked and saved by Nia Allen. Transition opportunity the other way. Brewer lays it in. 4-point swing. Pass looking for Watson. Allen steals it and keeps it in play for the second straight possession. Nia Allen is absolutely everywhere. Back outside, Fletcher, short. Rebound, Walker, another putback. The offensive rebounds are stacking up for the Hawks. Lacey has it poked away. And at last touched, Fletcher stays with Highland. Bernard Ortega comes back in to try to steady the ship. Kleinfelter also comes in. Ness and Gonnerman check out. Back-to-back plays. Nia Allen coming up with the steal and then saving it while falling out of bounds. That last one knocked over a chair on Highland's bench. Bernard Ortega, long two-pointer. Allen races up the court. Over the top, she splashes it home. Short mid-range jumper for Nia Allen. Saw two Cougars in front of her, stopped and popped. She has 16. This time goes for the steal, leaves Watson open for three, it rolls off. Danger zone for the Cougars. Kellum inside Brewer. Nice defense by Kleinfelter. Lacey to the basket is blocked by Kenosha Walker. Lacey just fearless to the hoop as Mekayana Walker-Castle comes in for Alexis Lacey. "12-5 since halftime. The Hawks have the advantage. Nia Allen comes out for Olu Oningbinde. Walker-Castle drives baseline. Was looking for Del Rio Ramirez and tossed it away. Kellum lost the ball. It's retrieved and a travel called against Kenosha Walker. She was about to fall down and get fouled, and a travel was called. Walker still down on the floor. But now back up to her feet. That's a tough call if you're a player, because maybe you do take an extra step before falling into the body on the ground. 14-point lead for the Hawks. Watson, nice pass inside. Del Rio Ramirez banks it in. Mania Watson has had one of the best games this season, as she hasn't got a ton of playing time. This might be her best game as a Cougar. Another offensive rebound for the Hawks. 15 on the shot clock. Kellum draws out the big, and Kleinfelter passes it off from the mid-range. Onegbinde, no, and it last touched the Hawks. Watson has just been on the ball most of her time. Now to the rim, she gets fouled. Mania Watson's newfound aggressiveness, gaining confidence as this game picks up. Sub in for Malcolm X. It's LaKayla Hudson. Comes in for Kenosha Walker. Walker is just crushed. Highland on the glass. Just as it looked like Malcolm X trying to pull away. The Cougars are staying in that 8 to 12 range. The lead is now 10 for the Hawks. Malcolm X still yet to hit a three. They have 4 attempted in the game. Kellum. Zoe Fletcher working against Bernard Ortega. Tough shot off the window. Was at the left side of the goal and banked it in with her right hand. Watson. Bernard Ortega off to Amada Del Rio Ramirez. Kleinfelter on the post up. She walked. She was surrounded by Brewer, who was close to picking up a foul as well. The bigs for the Hawks have done a great job against the Cougars. Kristen Brewer coming off the bench. Kenosha Walker, starter forward, and Nia Allen, of course, who is hurt pretty much every team that Malcolm X has played on the boards. Zoe Fletcher, the floater, rolls off. Bernard Ortega leaves it off to Walker Castle. Mania Watson fakes on a three. On the drive to the rim, she got fouled. Mania Watson, last time she played in this gym, 2 points, 1 for 7 from the floor, 0 for 3 from three-point range. Did have 6 rebounds and 2 turnovers. That has been a complete flip of the script. That's a 3-point shot, a pair of free throws. She'll get 2 more here, and a couple of nice dimes. The Cougars can use as many ball handlers as possible. When you turn the ball over a lot, it usually helps to have a second, a third guard on the floor. Mania Watson could be just that as she splits the pair of free throws. Fletcher down the lane, leaves it off. Faking on the corner three is Kellum. They haven't attempted a three-pointer in this third quarter. Seven on the shot clock. On the drive, Hudson, she walked. Watson got fouled again. Mania Watson, straight line drive to the hoop. Looked like Diaz was playing Watson to drive to her right hand. That time turned on the Jets, going to the left side of the hoop. She got 2 more free throws. 3 for 4 in this quarter from the foul line. As Nia Allen comes back in. She got about a 2-3 minute break. All net on the first. Second is good as well for Watson. Brewer against Kleinfelter. Knocked her over and scores anyways. Kleinfelter tried to pick up the charge. I think that was a good call on a no call. Didn't look like a ton of contact. Delia Ramirez. Can't hit. Kellum, free throw line J, got it. Leads right back up to 13. Watson, backdoor cut. Was looking for a cutter. No one was there except Kellum. Allen calling for it up floor. She gets it and uses the window to bank it in. Watson lost the ball. Walker Castle can't keep it in play. Nia Allen has 18 points as Lacey comes in for Walker Castle. The lead got down to 8 points in the third, and now it's back up to 15. It was 7 at halftime. Tofolowski comes in for Kleinfelter. Kellum lost her footing. Lacey, good defense. Allen trying to cut, and that ends the third quarter of play. As it was a 20-point quarter for Malcolm X. 20-12, the third quarter. And the Hawks now have a 15-point lead heading into the fourth period. We'll be back here from Highland as the Hawks lead the Cougars 50-35. Fourth quarter of play, Cougars trail by 15 against the Malcolm X Hawks. Once again, game 2 of our doubleheader is the Highland men's basketball team taking on the Malcolm X Hawks. And what should be a really fun and fast-paced game. Last year it was 100-100 as Allen is fouled on the inside. It was the highest scoring game for Highland last season. As we'll get into in our men's broadcast, Malcolm X was a team that scored over 90 points per game last year, so they had a lot of high-scoring games. So we should have a fun one in game 2 as the Cougars try to mount a comeback right here in the 4th quarter. But Allen is right back to the line. Going to cross the 20-point plateau. That helps. She now has 19 points. Good on the second. Allen's 4th 20-point game this season. And once again, this Malcolm X team doing it without hitting a single three, which is pretty much unheard of in the game of basketball today. And they haven't attempted a lot either, just 4 3-point shots. Del Rio Ramirez rejects the screen to the rim, got around Brewer, tried to scoop it up, it rolled off. Fight for the rebound and a tie-up. We'll keep it here. Lacey will trigger. Del Rio Ramirez fakes on a three, bounces inside, nice feed. Tofilovsky couldn't finish. Nice seal by Tofilovsky on Brewer. Just couldn't score the basket. As Kim McCorder shouts out orders. Kellum. 10 on the shot clock. From the mid-range, it was poked away by Lacey, and then Alexis Lacey knocks it off of Kellum. Gonerman, Del Rio Ramirez. Back iron. Bernard Ortega has the rebound. Lacey. Bernard Ortega fakes on a three. Sidestep three. Rattles out. And Lacey has the rebound. Jump ball. Kristen Brewer tied up Alexis Lacey. So the possession error now favors Malcolm X. Not just the way it's been going for the Cougars here today. Bernard Ortega, probably the best three-point shooter for the Cougars. Had a really clean look for three. 17-point game. On the drive, Kellum got fouled. Believe it was in the act of shooting. It was not in the act of shooting. It was on the floor. Pass inside to Hudson. Over the top of Watson, can't score it. And Mania Watson has the rebound. Mania Watson isn't looking for the ball, but she picks it up on the Lacey feed. Gonerman, back to Watson. Fakes on three and walked. Looked like she had a driving lane and also an open three-point shot. This game really came down to that first quarter. 15-4, the Hawks outscore the Cougars. And the Hawks have yet to trail in this game. Looking for a wire-to-wire victory. Kellum. 3 seconds. A rare call. Albeit it's usually called correct most of the time, because some officials wait till, 4 or 5 seconds of someone standing in the paint. travel against Gonnerman. Brewer inside. Tries to fade away, and she walked with it. A variety of moves, but good job for Tofolowski. Staying with her. Gonnerman, Watson on the backdoor cut. Nice feed inside. Tofolowski's rejected. Maybe one of the best offensive sequences if it went in, but Allen blocked the shot. The off-ball cutting for the Cougars has picked up in the recent handful of games. Watson pops out, open three. Short on a good look, and an over-the-back foul is called against Lacey. Cougars really struggling to score the ball right now. A team that is coming in shooting 35.5% from the field. They're under that for this game, and 21% from three. Probably not going to be improved a ton either. They've only hit 2 triples. They do come up with another turnover. Watson bounces to Lacey. It was a good idea, but it was intercepted by Kellum. Marsha Kellum draws 2. Fletcher on the baseline, blocking foul against Tofolowski. Tolbert, feet inside, Brewer's wide open. She lays it in. Gonnerman. Tofolowski works in traffic and has it stolen. Tolbert leaves it off. Fletcher. More transition buckets for the Hawks, and the lead is suddenly up to 21 with 6 to play. Watson through traffic is tied up by Allen. It will stay with Highland. Mariah Mitchell comes into the game for the first time, and so does Dominique Lego and Alexa Garrido. As Bernard Ortega, Gonnerin, and Tofolowski head to the bench. Some extended run for some of these players who haven't played a lot. Madison Diepold comes in for the first time today. She takes out Kristen Brewer, who just had terrific minutes, using her size and strength inside. Her, along with Nia Allen and Kenosha Walker, just took over this game on the boards. Watson on the cut off the inbounds, turns around, can't bank it in. And last touched by Malcolm X. Nice effort by Lacey on the glass. Mitchell out of her reach. She does retrieve it before it gets to half court. It's taken away, looking for Lego. Fletcher has it, an interception. Can't score it. She missed the layup right at the cup. Mitchell into the paint. The left hand, wild shot, Nia Allen racing down at the other end. Watson challenges and forces the miss. Watson playing with a lot of confidence right now. Lacey on the cut. Garrido bounces off. And a timeout for Malcolm X. This is a full timeout, so we'll take a break here. With 4:50 to go, Malcolm X leads Highland 56-35. .21 lead for Malcolm X. Looking to improve to over 500 on the season. The Cougars have had a season of streaks. They lost their first 3 games, won their next 4, and now in danger of losing their last 3 to drop to 4-6 on the season. Janiyah King comes in for the first time today. Nia Allen lost the ball, but somehow it didn't cross the half-court line. Tolbert. Allen goes around Kleinfelter and lays it in with the left. 22 points for Nia Allen. Lacey, nice dish. Taking contact is Kleinfelter, and she'll get a trip to the line. Oh, now Janiyah King will come in. She was at the scores table and got sent back. Now she'll come in for Marche Kellum, who had 6 points. Kleinfelter is good on the first. Leading scorer for Highland is Mania Watson with 8. Lacey and Kleinfelter now both have 6. And Kleinfelter has 7. 22 for Allen, 12 for Walker, 9 for Brewer. Tolbert working her way to the rim, kicks it out. Long mid-range jumper wouldn't fall for King. Under 4 to play. Lacey, head up. Leg out. Sees 2. Found its way to Lacey. Garrido is stuck. And a double dribble. Fletcher's wide open, opts to not take the 3 and shoots the contested floater. Just no good by Lego. Allen on the deck again. Fletcher comes up with it, and this time she scores. Well, not only has Highland really not played well in this second half, they have been outworked by Malcolm X. Outworked and out-executed. Garrido inside, draws the double, try to feed it off. It was knocked out of play, I think. Pass was intended for Ness. And that's with Tolbert on her. Lacey, 5 on the shot clock. Allen nearly stole it, but Kleinfelter comes up with the ball as the shot clock's running down. Garrido picks it up. It was a shot clock violation. Fletcher on the drive, got fouled. Still no double-figure score for Highland, and a lot of games, if you don't have a score that's over 10 points, you're most likely not going to win. And similar issues today for Highland. It's not good enough quality of shots. As Allen has the rebound, and they've just been crushed on the glass as well. That ends up being a 3-point possession. Nia Allen has another offensive board, and she has 24 points, that is. Dipole walked. Crowd's starting to fill out a little bit on this Saturday afternoon in December. Inbound goes to Lacey. Lego. Tough mid-range jumper. It was blocked. Tolbert from behind got her. Allen in the open court. No one picks up the ball, and then just flew out of her hand. Nia Allen has not made many mistakes today. He has been the best player on the court. Has a double-double with 24 points and 10-plus rebounds. Lacey. Off the handoff, it's taken away. Allen now picks up a steal. And still with 1:30 to play, Malcolm X playing extremely hard. In a 26-point game. This game has turned into a blowout. It's close for a while. Corner 3-point shot is short. From Hepzibah Marin Garcia in for the first time. Dipole traveled again. Malcolm X, there's 1:11 left, has a chance to win this game with hitting 0 3-pointers. That does not happen often. And winning convincingly. Team that's the best 3-point shooting team in the region at nearly 40%, although they don't attempt a lot of them. Kleinfelter, short mid-range jumper. Ness on the putback. On the drive, that was Tolbert. She got hit. It's the first point for De'Ara Tolbert. Chicago, Illinois, went to Longwood High School. 5'5" sophomore. Connects on the second free throw as well. Ness is fouled by King. It's only the second team foul against the Hawks. Over the top to Lego. He retrieves it, but it's over and back. Was deflected. We're going to have a conference. Ness with 15 to go is fouled. And they're over the limit. 2 fouls in the last 2 minutes. So we'll send Ness to the line. Nope, never mind. We'll go for a baseline inbounds. Doesn't particularly matter in this game. Lego. Inside of Kleinfelter. Lacey has it underneath the rim. 3 on the shot clock is tied up. It will stay with Highland. Or not. I guess the possession error was with Malcolm X. So that's going to run out the clock. As Highland falls to 4-6 on the season. They've lost their last 3 games. Malcolm X is over 500, 4-3. They bounce back after the loss against Trident and pick up the victory. Nia Allen led the way with 24. Kenosha Walker at 12. Kristen Brewer at 9. Leading scorer for Highland was Mania Watson with 8. Olivia Kleinfelter at 7. Alexis Lacey had 6. Well, we have the Highland men's basketball team taking on the Malcolm X Hawks coming up in around 20 to 25 minutes. So we'll talk to you in a bit here from Larry F. Kell Gymnasium in Freeport, Illinois. I'm Adam Oppenheim. Stay tuned as the Highland men's team takes on